In the news today, Guyanese army, police ranks come under fire from notorious Venezuelan gang. The Guyana Defense Force Thursday said that a joint patrol consisting of ranks from the army and the Guyana Police Force came under fire on Wednesday in the Guyanese River. The GDF said in a short statement that shots were fired from the Venezuelan shore, reportedly by notorious Sindicato gang members, but none of the ranks received injuries. QC threatens to move to court over questionable CXC results. At a press conference this morning, Queen's College principal Jackie Ben said in addition to a petition that has already started pressing for a full review, Queen's College also intends to move to the courts if CXC does not give in to the demands to review the results. Guyana's top secondary school, Queen's College, is threatening legal action against the Caribbean Examination Council if the body does not move to correct a number of discrepancies with the results for this year's C-2nd CAPE examinations. Police break up funeral for breaching COVID-19 guidelines. Police on the quarantine had cause to break up a funeral on Wednesday for breaching the COVID-19 orders gazetted by the Ministry of Health. The pandemic has killed 71 and infected more than 2,500 persons. A police official insisted that there is a limit to the number of persons in attendance for such events. However, on Wednesday, there were dozens of persons streaming into the Ba Bu John crematorium, with quite a few without masks. Den Amstel man found dead after brother dumped him in trench. Police headquarters in a statement noted that 55-year-old Winston Jordan of Backstreet, Den Amstel, was consuming alcohol with his brother and subsequently left his company, but the brother ran behind him and tried to pull him back. The police report noted that Jordan held onto a neighbor's gate, but his brother continued to pull him, during which he lost his grip on the gate. Police said that the suspect pushed Jordan to the ground, resulting in the victim hitting his head on the road and losing consciousness. Harman says total lie that APNU plus AFC ministers returned damaged vehicles. Statements in the National Assembly by Minister of Governance Gail Teixeira that former ministers of the APNU plus AFC government had handed over damaged and neglected vehicles to the new PPP ministers have not found favor with opposition leader Joseph Harman. Harman said the statement by Teixeira to justify the spending of $95 million to purchase new vehicles for top officials of the government is totally erroneous, and a total lie. In fact, when we demitted office, all vehicles were parked in the office of the president compound and the new ministers were there and lining up as if it was a vehicle market, Harman said during a virtual press conference on Friday. He said all the vehicles were returned in tip-top condition, and are now being used by the new ministers of the PPP government. 49 Guyanese stranded in Suriname since March return home. The Ministry of Health, on behalf of the government of Guyana, yesterday expressed gratitude to the government of Suriname after 49 Guyanese citizens who were stranded in that neighboring country returned to their homeland on Monday. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the persons would have been stranded since March following the implementation of COVID-19 guidelines at all ports of entry into Guyana and exit from Suriname. Murdered fishermen's relatives protest after courts grants bail to accused killer. Over a dozen persons, including relatives and friends of the late John Alexander Yap, a fisherman from Kilcoy Settlement, Quarantine, Berbice, converged yesterday on the Albion Public Road, a stone's throw away from the Albion police station, to protest for justice. It was on Monday that an accused, Arjun Mahabir, was charged with manslaughter and was placed on $250,000 bail at the New Amsterdam Magistrate Court before Magistrate Peter Hugh Baker arrested after cops discover unlicensed firearm, live rounds on roadway. A 24-year-old Baker is now feeling the heat after he was nabbed by the cops with an unlicensed firearm and rounds while standing in the vicinity of Leopold Street, Georgetown, early Thursday morning. The police ranks, at that time, had been acting on information received about an alleged robbery under arms that occurred in the Smythe Street, Georgetown, area. A policeman, who was trying to break up two men from an altercation while he was en route to his home, is now nursing stab wounds to his neck and back after one of the men stabbed him with a knife on the roadway. The injured police constable has been identified as 20-year-old Marcos Richmond of East Coast Demerara. Man injured after Banks DIH and Bakewell trucks collide in West Berbice. Two trucks, one belonging to beverage giant Banks DIH Limited and the other to Bakewell, collided head-on in a three-vehicle accident at No. 28 Village, West Coast Berbice, WCB. The crash resulted in at least one person being injured. News outlets understands that the injured man is the driver of the Bakewell truck. He has been identified as 49-year-old Ravindra Arjun. Reports are that the bank's DIH Limited truck bearing registration number GXX1012 was on its way to New Amsterdam from Georgetown whilst the Bakewell truck GYY3967 was heading in the opposite direction. The driver of the bank's DIH Limited truck said a lorry transporting sand suddenly stopped in front of him, causing him to rashly apply brakes. However, he realized that he could not stop in time, and in an effort to avoid a collision, he swerved right into the path of the Bakewell truck. Following the collision, the bank's DIH truck skidded and slammed into motorcar PLL 8177. Authorities had to cut open the wrecked Bakewell truck to remove Arjun, who was trapped inside. He was taken to the Fort Wellington Hospital with injuries to his lower body. His condition is regarded as stable. Police are investigating.